Okay, everyone, welcome in. This is what episode 70.
Good evening.
What 5? Okay.
Hello,
Good evening, everyone.
25 more episodes before we hit the big 100.
Meet the 3/4 mark.
3/4. Not bad. This is actually quite an achievement. I think. I don't know about you guys, but guys, tonight we have our fourth marketer joining us. See, we have Chee here. And he was just talking about he wants to do a new haircut. So we probably can give him some suggestion about what kind of hairstyle suits him and what can we actually kind of like probably make him look younger. He wanted to look younger. Oh wait, you want to look younger or older?
Younger.
Younger. Okay.
You're already very young already. No need to look younger already.
Midlife crisis.
Okay.
Midlife crisis.
There you go. Midlife crisis. I don't know what the heck is that, but anyway, any suggestion for
I thought you are quarter life crisis.
We can PM him Okay, now welcome everyone to the Three Marketeers show. This is where we go live every Wednesday night to discuss something about digital marketing. Now, if you are new to this, basically how we all started 75 weeks ago was just me, Andrew, and Manfred. We got nothing to do, and we were thinking like, why not just we go live every Wednesday night, and eventually it become something that we have been doing for like almost more than a year now. So, what we do is we interview.
Obviously, we still have nothing to do because we're still continuing with the show, so.
Yeah, seriously, that's kind of like the way. But over the past 1 year plus, I mean, it was really a very interesting journey where we worked with a lot of good digital marketers like Chee and a lot of guests that we have interviewed. So if you want to find out some specific topics like we discussed about SEO, search engine marketing, and even Facebook advertising, and a lot of different topics, you can actually go back to our old episodes on Facebook as well as YouTube to check. Now, today we have Chee. Chee has been with us for a really long time, and then he actually appeared in our show for how many times already, Chee?
This is the third time.
He actually entered the like a very exclusive club.
Tie with Ian. Ian also 3 times.
Ian also 3 times. I think.
But within the shortest period.
Maverick also 3 times, right?
Maverick 3 times.
Who else 3 times? No
This is an exclusive club.
Exclusive club. So Chee, I mean, while we are doing this, right? Okay, now I think we want to give Chee some airtime, Chee. What's your plan in 2022?
Right. We will all go quiet and Chee is going to host the show.
Okay. You want me to put you in the center a bit? No. So what's your plan in 2022? What do you plan to achieve for your company? I mean, as in like, okay, by the way, what do you do? Let our audience know a little bit.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. My name is Chee. I am the founder of Unique Creative Studio. We are basically a 7-person team digital agency. Yeah. We do digital marketing ranging from Facebook advertising, Google Ads, SEO. We do a lot of web development. We used to do a lot of web development. We started as a web house. Yeah. So we do a lot of e-commerce sites, corporate sites based on CMSs. Then after that, we do mobile apps as well. Yeah. So, but nowadays we focus quite a lot on digital marketing. Yeah.
Okay. So your 2022 plan?
22 plan. Like what we say at the backstage, we try to last more than another 5 years. No. We'll try to keep in pace with the digital marketing trends for 2022. Yeah.
Right.
And at the same time, see whether there's any chance to grow the team even further. Yeah.
That's good plan. That's good.
Do you see a demand, an increase in demand in digital marketing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
services?
definitely. Well, just to share with you guys, as on business revenue side and actually volume / requirements wise, since MCO, I mean since this COVID pandemic thing, business increased pretty much 40%. 40%. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's quite a lot in terms of volume. So to a point where probably
why is it so? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I thought normally COVID, some businesses are quite badly affected.
That's the thing. Well, we were bracing for the worst actually. During MCO. Oh yeah, we cannot meet clients anymore and yada yada yada. So where are we gonna get new clients? But interestingly, well, we have good networks and good old clients, existing clients as well. So a lot of them, we have been banging on them. So hey, this is time to do do Facebook ads, or whatever. If you are not into online ads at all, you better start learning what is it, and then start doing it, and learning about what it is actually, rather than now the trend is already here. I mean, the situation is already at your doorstep already, so you really need to learn a little bit about it.
Right.
I would say it's a similar situation as we face lah, because I also experienced something similar because I think the interest in learning and also adopting digital marketing has been accelerated very much by the pandemic.
Yep.
Definitely. But do you think we have reached to a saturation point where the market is matured and ready, and they are ready for the next step, or they are still at the learning stage?
Still at the learning stage. I mean, in my opinion, still at the learning stage. There's just way too many opportunities in terms of digital marketing and trends inside it. So we can, actually talk a little bit more about it in this session.
Definitely. So guys, today is really pretty much a wing it session where, I don't want to put Chee in the center of attention where he will kind of feel stressed a little bit as we interview him, because to be frank, we all know that we are all in our, in the way we specialize in our field. Even that, to predict trend or to be responsible for talking about trend, I think is a very heavy thing.
Yeah.
But then again, being in a way we are the frontliner as in our own industry, I think we can definitely smell something. We can definitely sense something. Yeah. Andrew?
We provide insights because we meet with customers or prospects and the questions that they ask. Obviously, this is not quantifiable unless you have a team of researcher and all those things.
Oh yeah.
But this is what we hear from the ground. So that's the idea of sharing.
Sometimes you'll be surprised. Sorry.
You go on.
No, sometimes you'll be surprised that how do you even know or identify what are the coming emerging trends in the market? So it's like you listen to your customers lah. Like what do they see and what do they think they need in the future is a direct feedback to us actually. It's like you guys as consumers or even business users already reached until like this already. Okay, then that's where we have to think about it. For example, in terms of let's say shopping trends, shoppers so shoppers now directly buy directly from social media platforms instead of conventional websites, because you see your ad, you click, probably route into a landing page or a website, then after that probably there's a drop-off rate some more, and it's actually an extra step, like a leak in your conversion funnel. So some of the shoppers nowadays, they already expect you, when they see the ad, they expect the transaction to happen in there already. Especially if you are doing live, if you really lepak a lot inside, let's say Douyin, for example, when they do live, they have shopping cart buttons everywhere already. You can start do the transaction over there already. I mean, in-app shopping itself already.
So are we seeing similar trend? Sorry, Manfred.
Yeah, so they are taking away a piece of pie from the Lazada, Shopee people. So more people are buying via social media.
Within
the social media, as in not even going to a landing page, and purchase by from cart.
Do you think Facebook or Instagram will follow suit? Because you're talking about Douyin and all that. Even Douyin is the China version, it's not even the TikTok, which is the international version of it. And even TikTok also, I see somebody, I actually heard somebody talking about that, but I haven't really experienced it myself. So what would be your prediction when it comes to this kind of social buy? Is this going to happen in 2022, or you would still have to wait for some time?
My belief, I still think it's going to wait for a little bit of time, because you see, even though for Facebook, yes, they have introduced shops and whatever, but we are not seeing transactions happening through payment gateways anytime soon. So how Facebook also haven't, then what do you expect from IG and all?
I think it's because of the user behavior on this social platform. Like, another thing we can talk about is, I mean, everybody would know, right? I think like Chee was talking about, Facebook recently introduced Reels into Facebook. What the hell?
Yep.
And Reels was first introduced to IG to actually kind of like trying to battle TikTok. Trying to battle TikTok, because that's really what TikTok is, right? The short clips that you can do a lot of remix and some effects kind of stuff to capture attention and all that. So now
30 seconds, right?
I'm not sure.
Facebook Reels is 30 seconds, and
Right.
IG Reels is 60 seconds. So it's 60 versus 30.
Okay. So yeah.
What is TikTok?
TikTok is how long?
TikTok is also 30 if I'm not mistaken. If I
My
remember.
friend, you're supposed to be the TikTok expert, right?
Oh yeah. TikTok.
Yeah.
I only talk only. I don't TikTok lah.
You need talk only lah, but you don't do the tick lah. Okay lah.
So what do you think about this movement? What do you think? I mean, I haven't tried Reels on Facebook lah, but even for me, Reels on IG, okay lah, it works to a certain extent.
Is it?
But I still prefer. Yes. I have, my plant channel has been doing quite well.
60 seconds.
Yeah, it's been doing okay in terms
I
of
see.
Reels.
TikTok is 60, yeah.
60, right, on
60.
IG. But do you think Facebook will work? Because if you look at the other angle, right, like when story work really well on Instagram, Facebook also bring it over to Facebook.
Story. Yep.
But until now, I think I haven't viewed more than 20 Facebook stories.
I'm not a fan of
since
Facebook
it
Stories.
was launched. Because to me, that's not what I do on Facebook.
Yes.
And now they are bringing in what do we have? This Reels. What do you think? What do you think that is that gonna be something that matter or?
Well, at least for Facebook Reels, you don't take like a long video, gonna chop off 16 seconds for each and every of the part inside, like how Facebook Stories is like in Facebook Reels, you can at least view the whole video in one shot, and the interface is exactly the same as Douyin and TikTok. It's exactly the same. Even the bottom right buttons are all the same. My goodness.
They're copying, ma.
Yeah, I mean, it's a copy. It's like a direct copy.
They're always copying. That's what
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
So
What my take on this is that it opens up another new ads placement opportunity
for sure.
for what I think lah.
Mm.
Because you can see you have banner ads or probably even sticker ads, Because just so happened that today I was talking to the Facebook marketing expert. So of course Facebook Reels are going to bang him on this lah. So he said you have to check his notes and check his board. yeah, his internal board. I said, oh yeah, all these placements for Facebook Reels is still in beta. It's still in beta because it's just too new.
Even IG Reels is also in beta still
Yeah.
at this point of time. Yeah, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to make a correction. TikTok is 3 minutes, not 60
That
seconds.
long,
Three.
Yeah.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Not 60
Wow.
seconds.
That's very wrong. That's very wrong.
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube short, I think
Can't
is
remember.
I can't remember. Let's
Should
do a
be very
big
short. Should be very short.
here.
Oh yeah, you have
YouTube Shorts is really getting a lot of traction now.
Yep.
Really getting a lot of traction among a lot of people are talking about 60 seconds YouTube
Okay.
Shorts.
So
At the
you got
moment, we still
60
can't
seconds.
monetize YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Yeah.
But the scary thing to me is if you look at the larger picture is this. When all these platforms are moving towards shorter videos, and over time you're training the users to expect, like snappy, really, really short videos,
Yep.
the attention span automatically, or the expectation of the people, because it's all molding the way people interact online.
Yep.
That means the way we do
Yeah.
advertising and we do marketing or we do content, it's going to be shorter and shorter and shorter.
Just to add something, my friend was talking to me. Manfred, why you do 1 hour show? So long. Nobody want to go. Chop, everything must be short, no? Because people wanted question answer. I have this question. Say, for example, how do I get 1,000 followers in TikTok? So they find this question. You provide the answer in the video within 3 minutes or something like that. They want very snappy, instant gratification.
I think that will also affect the way courses are created online now.
In a way, I totally agree with that one, because like what I always like to share, right, as we first trying to pivot to go online, a lot of so-called my peers, as in my fellow trainers, they just move their 6 hours thing online into Zoom, 8 hours thing online into Zoom. But it's something that I totally didn't believe from the very beginning, because I don't believe people will want to do that. But then again, even if we come to that part of the thing, right, I think eventually I do believe where it is really depending on what kind of so-called content consuming behavior in specific platforms. Because if you see on the other hand, right, on YouTube, people are totally ready to watch longer form videos. But naturally on social media, they are not. So it depends on which platform you're focusing on right now. But wait, we have Evin, right? I'm not sure whether this is the right way of reading this. Evin was chipping in because consumer nowadays have shorter focus span.
Like
Very true.
English, right?
Yeah, and she was like kind of like agreeing to the instant gratification.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
That's the result of eating too much instant noodle. You see, everything must be fast.
Very cold.
Yeah, I feel like a bit freezing a little bit, but I let you go. You know, that's okay. But I think it's really about the behavior on platforms, because we don't see this issue much on YouTube.
Not yet.
Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Or maybe
Not
it's
yet.
because they are trained this way on Facebook. Because to be frank, I do everything. I mean, when I go Facebook, when I go Instagram, right, automatically I am totally not ready for longer form content.
Yeah.
But when I go YouTube, I'm prepared for that.
Because you are searching for something. So I think there's still legs to run for YouTube because it is still search based. So if I'm looking for something, let's say I will learn something or find out something about, let's say, Keynote, I'm searching for it. So when I see a content, then obviously I'm going to spend some time. But whereas in social media, is basically you're browsing, you're looking for entertainment. So nobody's going to spend X amount of time, anything more than 3 minutes, for example, to look for something if it's not captivating.
Meaning it's being served to you rather than a search intent.
Yeah. So a search intent, obviously looking, then definitely you want that information. But Facebook is like watching TV, If you have like 2,000 channels, you're going to skip until one that catches you or is interesting, and you continue to watch. Otherwise, you just skip. You stay on, yeah. So
but you won't stay on for much longer. I mean, because
you won't stay on for much longer.
Yeah,
At the moment you find
waiting for you.
Correct. So you're right. I think in terms of YouTube, search based or intent based, there's still room that you can go longer.
Because if you look at this, right, just like I've been arguing about this, you see, it depends on what kind of business you are in. If you are in business where your business is more on search based, as in like you need to be discovered, as in like, for example, for my case, right, it's kind of difficult for me to keep shoving to people's throat as saying that I'm a Facebook ads guy and all this kind of thing. But instead, when people found me, they stick with me for longer term. So I'm not saying that the advertising definitely is a must wherever you go. Like, for example, I've been advertising on Facebook and I've been advertising a bit on YouTube. But on the other hand, if you're talking about content strategy, I think moving forward, since we are talking about trend today, I think it's a lot more important for brands to understand. If you have a content strategy, you need to understand whether you are search-based or discovery-based. As in like, that's why you need to choose the right platform, because I think we have been talking about the fragmentation of social network or social media or even all these digital platforms. Right now, it's everywhere. Now, in fact, there is another so-called contender in the market. Maybe you guys are not familiar. There is one China social network called Xiaohongshu.
Yep.
What's that?
Definitely, I know that will come from you, and no idea.
Yeah.
But it's very famous among a lot of so-called local, especially Chinese users.
Oh. What's the difference? What do they do?
It's very similar to what it's like you get a lot of information, like you get a lot of cooking videos. I think that's what my girlfriend used it for, and they do a lot of discovery based. Like you can even search for recipes and all this kind of
like
stuff.
Pinterest,
but very video based.
Oh,
Very
social media plus e-commerce.
Yeah,
They call it China's answer to IG.
I mean, it's getting very good traction, among users in Malaysia.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So that will actually make content creation for brands very, very difficult. If you talk about repurposing, yes lah. But if you look at the way I approach my content, even my repurposing, I focus only on YouTube. I actually don't do much on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, I literally do nothing except to use it to run ads. Okay, and on IG also similar, almost none. Because I use it to run ads. So that's the kind of the stuff that I'm actually looking at.
GY,
do you think?
as an agency, GY, sorry,
Yeah.
do you see demands from customers, or do you actually create different type of content for different platform for your ads and all those things for your customers?
We do provide, as part of the content strategy, we do provide content for the client on their, their content calendar, on their social media, both on Facebook and IG, but not on TikTok. I mean, we haven't tried on the rest
I
of
see.
the other social platforms before. Yeah, because if you venture into those, that will include video production at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
In which is something totally different. I mean, you are not into that.
But do you see that eventually customers may, I mean, obviously they have to pay you for it.
I get inquiries. Definitely. Hey, Chee, can you do that? I'm really, really sorry. We don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But there is inquiry and demand, though.
Yeah.
I just want to add something. Just now Andrew mentioned, because YouTube is actually more search based, so the discovery base is heavily more on TikTok and IG Reels. So, but I want to highlight the part that TikTok, the algorithm for serving the right video to the consumer, I think so far the algorithm is unparalleled. IG still, the Reels still cannot match up. Then
Unparalleled in what sense?
You mean YouTube?
It's been TikTok's algorithm is actually better.
Or
compared to
TikTok,
Reels,
not YouTube.
Yeah. So YouTube
Is it because they're new?
So search based, maybe I think no. I think the I read a bit of TikToks. They this company ByteDance, they started doing. There's one app I can't remember what. Then they do the 头条, the news headlines. So they're doing the algorithm. So they already have a base. Then they want to do video because they see the future. Well, Facebook is text, then IG is picture. Then the next one should be video, short videos. So a lot of people knows about TikTok. I am passing one more called 快手 in China also.
Quite so.
It's also similar like TikTok, not as famous as TikTok, but I think the format is more or less the same thing also. So there are a lot of things out there for you to explore and see. And nowadays, really, if you want to see the future, you look at China. That's how I see it.
But even that, I would beg to differ, because this thing is something that people have been talking. If you want to look at the future, you look at China. But to be very frank, right, it's totally different behavior. Like what Chee mentioned just now. Okay, if you really look at how social shopping has been happening on, like whatever that is happening in China, after so many years. To be frank, I have been hearing about this for years, at least one or two. At least, if not longer. But look what we are having here in our part of the world.
We are still not happening.
Yeah,
we don't have the Hong Yi Ge, the guy. We don't have the guy who do sell the lipstick. So
but if you talk about our part of the world, are you saying that we don't have any influencers around? Don't have somebody?
Not to that level.
It's just. I mean, I would say it's probably just not how we behave.
Or is it because China is mobile first compared to us
not now?
in the middle?
Are we also mobile first? Are we not?
Payment, we're not entirely mobile yet. Right? China, the whole infrastructure is built on mobile.
Payment wise, we are still a little bit behind. Come on, we still don't even have Apple Pay.
So for Singapore case, Singapore is too many options. Credit card, debit card, all sorts of nonsense. Until I also don't know what to pay. Then end up use GrabPay.
Use the one that give you the best rebate lah.
Yeah,
similar to our part, similar to Malaysia also lah. Like we got so many QR, I don't know which one to scan. What the hell?
Well, Singapore has one QR code, but the thing is, there's multiple modes to pay. See, so happy now is GrabPay. Later on, you use credit card. Even the credit card I also put inside the phone. Then use the phone go and pay because through the Samsung Pay I also earn points.
Right.
So it's too many. Yeah, Singapore still some parts still use cash lah. But you haven't go Japan. Japan is really cash driven.
Like we have Henry was sharing with us about Singapore still prefer cash.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's different from China. Yes, I agree. But okay lah, maybe I have to adjust my words. If you want to have a glimpse of the future, look at China.
Just a note. Just now, Henry is actually my business partner.
Okay.
So I was thinking of inviting him into as one of the guests as well.
Sure.
In future.
Sure,
Because
sure,
he's
sure.
into market research actually.
Ah.
Mm. Henry,
So,
invitation
Henry, you
is
have
out
any
for you.
prediction? Okay, it's out. Let's get in touch and let's see when you are available to come and join us. But Henry, what will be your take for the digital marketing trend in 2022? Guys, today we are supposed to talk about the digital marketing trend in 2022, but
Yes.
up to now, I think we have been surrounding the topic as well. It's just that if you have anything that you want to, you can make your prediction though, seriously, guys. If you are watching this and you have anything that you believe that is going to happen in 2022 that you believe is going to be big,
Yeah.
they will impact.
Big,
Yes, Manfred.
big. I would.
Of course, big lah. Anything impactful is big lah.
But I noticed something very interesting: the NFT games.
Mm.
They, there are a
Henry
lot
was
of
saying the same thing. NFT and Meta and NFT.
Yeah,
Alright.
Meta is the metaverse. That I don't know how the Facebook going to take off, but very interestingly, in Singapore there's this Mumu. I don't know Malaysia got a lot of Mumu and what's the other one? Tiger Broker, very aggressive. The MRT they do a lot
Tiger
of
Broker.
advertisement. Yeah, Tiger Broker and this Mumu, very similar as in those not only crypto lah, also other sort of trading. So competition is very keen. Then there's another group of people see that this pool is really red ocean really. Then they come up with you play games. I think Philippines already have this, and some part I think Thailand also has something like that. You play games, then you earn the NFT, then you use NFT to sell. Okay, I have very limited experience of this. I did a bit of reading on Discord lah. You can join, but NFT based on what I read is quite a lot of scams. And please go to respectable places to sell, and I think we get Henry to talk about this. I'm not an expert in this. This is what I see. I saw a lot of NFT games.
Mm.
There was a recent hack in OpenSea, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
1.7 million gone.
Not very stable.
Not very stable for now.
I mean, I'm still way behind in this game. I have no clue, so I'm not fit to talk about this topic. But Chee, or any one of you will have any take on
Get
this?
Henry to talk next time.
Yeah, maybe we get Henry to talk about, because NFT has been something quite hit. Like I've been seeing certain people talking about NFT, and I even see some digital marketers has been shifting and trying to promote NFT instead, and all this kind of stuff. But I'm not sure whether this is going to be like a fad or it's going to be like here to stay.
Just like we've been talking about Bitcoin, and they're still around.
But yeah, true. Bitcoin
and Ethereum.
Yeah.
Still the
main, but among all these so-called cryptocurrencies that kind of like, that was created in a way through this kind of like trend, but until now we still only remember Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Mm.
Other than that, everyone else is just like everyone else. It's just like
yeah.
that.
NFT is from what I understand, it's not like Bitcoin. I mean, the currency itself is Bitcoin, Ethereum to users. But NFT is another form that you can do in terms of monetizing your digital assets. So a lot of people like Adidas, the brands that's going in, or even the newer brands, they're actually using NFT as a form of fundraising.
Mm.
So instead of, for example, if you do like Kickstarter, I create a product and then I sell, or I promise to deliver the product for you in return for your cash, so that I use that to fund my R&D and all those things. They are using NFT now as a potential that you are investing in this, and if the things that we do take off, there is value in the asset that or that portion of asset that you're buying. So in terms of design or whatever it is, the potential that somebody's going to get famous, and if you actually sell NFT for it, and then you can eventually monetize based on that, So it's something to look out for. It's something to be aware of, because brands are going in. And we don't know. So normally people say when you want to get in, you get in at the lower ground, and you don't know how far the penthouse is going to be, because they're still building it.
But
so just to hijack a bit, recently the Jay Chow thing,
right?
I think they do the NFT. So the story is actually the speculators came in at the very earlier stage to buy, because there's a limited stock.
Yep.
There's a huge demand because the committee is huge. People will support him. So when the first buyer, first mover bought the thing, quickly go and sell. Of course, they earn the differences. But it's not sustainable. I think how many times can you, how many people have such community? So this is one way, because the second people who bought the thing obviously will be worthless, because there's no people buying unless there's some people crazy enough to pay even more.
Yep.
This is similar to Singapore's housing also.
That's why they call it like a Ponzi scheme. The last person holding it is going to be the one that is going to end up with the
NFT
user.
is irrevocable digital certification of ownership and authentication of a given asset.
There you go.
But for I'm reading up the explanation. But for Jay Chow's case, that one, I think it's like the tulip mania. The thing doesn't really cost that much. It's all the speculation.
Potential value lah.
Yeah, that's why I'm actually interested to find out, is there any success story, as in like, you know, the secondary market trading. As in, has somebody really gotten out of this thing and made some money out of it? And the other angle of looking at this is that we are all marketeers, right? How to look at the marketing value of this? How can we actually leverage on this thing to kind of like achieve some marketing purpose, or even anything else around that, other than just the trading bit and all this kind of thing? That's why, I mean, for the longest time, crypto is not really something that I'm interested in, because as a pure blood marketer, I'm always interested about how do we actually kind of like really focus on this thing and make the impact for the brand and for the business itself.
Yep.
You know, but it's the currency thing, so it's not my forte. But NFT, I've been hearing people that it could be in between and all that, but I can't figure this out. So if any one of you who are watching this, or even if you're watching the replay, if you have any kind of like input, okay, please share with us. Like Henry is saying, this is kind of like a collapse, progressive collaboration. Oh, okay. NFT marketing, okay, I kind of get it. Meaning that you collaborate, like let's say if you get to collaborate with Jay Chow, or Adidas collaborate with Jay Chow, is this something that we're talking about?
Yeah.
So you can leverage on their platform. But yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to figure this out.
We are obviously not the experts for this.
Yeah, we're not.
So
I do agree that it's something that we should look out for.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, if you have anything you want to discuss and about whatever that is going to happen in 2022, feel free to type in, because as you can see here, this is a very casual session. We don't even have any topic set, and we just kind of like, we are winging it up to now, right? But I want Chee, please.
Another thing is about digital marketing trends in 2022. Sad to say, the new norm is still very much in effect. So COVID is still here to stay.
Yeah.
So people are still adjusting. Probably some of them are still adjusting to the new workplace. Some of them already adjusted. Yeah. But with this, because of this scenario, skill sets are going to be changed as well. Meaning now the emerging trends for jobs, digital marketeers, e-commerce specialists, social media specialists, all those will continue to be high in demand, especially to those retail companies. That's what I think. Then you can see that those human touch, more human touch kind of jobs like customer service, so they will be probably stimulated by AI. You need to jaga the fort, for Facebook platforms or whatever digital marketing platforms, or then becomes a chatbot and all those kind of things. So it opens up new opportunities for digital fields as well.
But I mean, I partially agree about the human touch, because to be frank, in our part of the world, as in like Malaysia and Singapore, I do believe that this is still not that bad.
Yeah.
In a way, because even though, like we are moving very much towards digitalization in a way, as in like whatever, buy things online, but the retail are still around. Yeah. Although we see a lot of close downs for sure, but close down being replaced by another retailer, because these are all shops, right?
Yeah, in out.
But one thing you brought up, chatbot. Do you think, because to be frank, we've been talking about chatbot for the longest time.
Chat automations.
Chat automation, AI replacing all this kind of stuff, and to be very frank, it's still pretty much stagnant. As in like the chatbot part.
It's still quite
you try talk to the Asia, what's the lady name again?
See, don't even remember, seriously.
No, the Asia chatbot.
I know.
There's a name for it. I tell you, you vomit blood, I tell you.
Okay, but
AI is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you know what? When most companies in an attempt to cut down costs or to be able to provide 24/7 support, they will be moving towards AI chatbot and all those things. But that human touch would now then be elevated to a premium service.
Mm.
That means if you want the normal support and all those things, you will have no
Level 1
choice but to
support.
go to just like the voice activation service and all those things. But those who want that premium, those who want that to talk to a real person at their end, they have to pay a premium for it. So the human touch now becomes a premium.
So sometimes seems like some software service subscriptions. You a normal plan, you get a ticketing system,
Yes.
but probably you
Correct.
get a VIP
Correct.
lane if you have
Correct.
the
Correct. So
premium
if you
plan.
can nail the human touch well, you can actually make more money.
Yeah. Even is saying it's Ava. Really.
Okay. All right.
Never talked to Asia before, but
Yeah,
thanks for sharing this.
Bob has a question though.
Yeah, Bob has a question. Let me bring it up. Okay, but before that, even is saying like she agrees with Andrew. Okay,
Awesome.
thanks for participating. And Bob is asking what are our thoughts on audio social media? Well, that's a very interesting question. Thanks, Bob.
Yep.
So what are your
Think of
takes?
Clubhouse, the LinkedIn audio event,
Twitter Space. Was it Twitter Spaces?
Twitter Space,
Right.
Facebook Live audience, audio. I think Spotify will go something, right? Spotify.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Spotify. But I think the most famous, of course, is Clubhouse.
But the one being most famous, I think it's kind of like really fading away. I don't know about you. When was the last time you log in? It doesn't even exist on my phone anymore for the longest time.
Yes.
I think there's a space, there's room for it. It's just like in radio, you have talk radio. A lot of people, normally radio is for entertainment. You listen to music and all these things, but talk radio is doing well. I mean, BFM is still going strong. Spotify is moving towards that, So podcast. So if it's two-way, so I think that there are rooms for it for social audio, where people want to be able to express in terms of speaking as opposed to posting content and wait for it, because you get an immediate reaction. Just like what we're doing now, we're having immediate reaction. Imagine if I were to post something up and I have to wait for Jason to respond or maybe GY to respond. It takes so long, and circling back to the immediacy, or so-called people want immediate kind of fast gratification.
Spontaneousness.
Yes.
It won't be fun.
Yep. So everybody can chip in, and so that there's room. I think there's room for growth in that area. It's very niche, but yeah.
But I would say it would still take some modification, because like Andrew brought up two examples. One of them is the radio type, which is something that we have been doing since we are kids. Of like we've been listening to radio from, as ever we go. It won't die. So it really won't die, because really this is how people consume information when we are, in doing something, but we need some attention, as in like we need to actually. But on the other hand, if we talk about audio social media, I just want to make sure that we are referring to the right thing, which is talk about audio social media. It would be something like Twitter Space, like Clubhouse, and anything similar, and even podcasts. Now, if you want to refer to podcasts, right, I just want to quickly throw this question out to everyone out there. When was the last time, because most of our audiences are from the Southeast Asia region, when was the last time you listened to a whole episode of podcast?
The Spotify. Spotify.
Yeah. Not for everyone.
Yeah.
Specific topic, yes.
Specific topic, yes, but not for everyone, because it's still really, I would love to, but it's just talk about in between, right? Listening to podcasts. I used to listen to some, marketers podcasts, but eventually kind of like, I can't really pay that much attention, but if you're trying to do something new, which is like you're able to partake, and then maybe something is different.
Yeah.
Or we
if
are able.
If you are waiting for someone a place for coffee, then you want to conserve your phone battery, you can run Spotify and listen to a podcast. So that's one way to kill time.
But podcast is still one way, you see. Somebody podcasting and then you're listening. I think in terms of what Bob is saying is, when you do audio social, that means the person can actually press a button and participate in the conversation. I think that adds a lot of value.
Yeah, I attended the Eric Sims LinkedIn audio event. I think Bob was also there. So they have a few person on the panel. And if you really want to talk, you can raise your hand. You press the button, you raise your hand, then they can invite you on the stage then you can ask your question, then someone will answer. So of course you can't really see the person like our reaction down here, but at least you can see the person's profile. So if you can click on the profile and maybe you can message him or connect with him. So it adds more meaning on LinkedIn itself, because LinkedIn no longer become 2D, it sort of become 3D.
All right,
You can
yes.
actually mingle with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, more alive instead of one-to-one. Right,
Correct.
Bob? You agree enough, Bob?
Never experienced that, but let's see what Bob would say about this thing. But Bob was saying, like imagine this show but cannot see us.
Yeah.
That's
See
true.
the guys, yeah, but
That's
you can click on the person, then the person's profile you can see, you can connect lah.
Maybe we should make the episode 101. We then if audio
We go into
social
audio, right? So that
goes
we
wrong.
don't need the like. We just can we can just do it while I'm doing my
Right.
gardening stuff, right?
Yeah.
Kind
Richard
of
is
like,
here.
yeah, it's not Richard.
Hey, hi, man.
Yeah. Okay, Richard is
Yeah,
here.
we're
So
talking
Episode
about
101
the
to be
Hey.
considered.
Wow.
audio social media, audio
Yes.
LinkedIn event.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's what our take is, lah. But Chee, you have anything to add on, or anyone else would like to add on the audio social media?
I just wonder
No,
how
absolutely.
to apply to host the event. That one I never tried before. Audio LinkedIn event.
One that I understand is the Clubhouse law. You can raise hand to speak.
But you organize your own show. lah.
It's like you organize your own show. But then again, even when it comes to this kind of stuff, right, it still require a bunch of people with
Yeah, you
really
need
high
some invite,
consistency.
and I think you can't record. There's no recorded version.
Clubhouse
Okay.
didn't. That I mean, yeah.
Clubhouse can now. Clubhouse can record
Now
apparently.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what LinkedIn. I have not tested
I don't think
LinkedIn
so.
one.
I don't think
Maybe Bob can advise us.
Yeah, man. Bob.
He's a
our
LinkedIn expert. He is
So,
a LinkedIn expert. Yes.
So Bob, when are you coming over? We can
yeah,
grill you
maybe we
and
can
grill
get Bob
you
to come
for
and
more.
talk about LinkedIn again.
Yes.
Bob, you up for this? Okay, I get Andrew to get in touch. Yeah, we probably should do this once.
We will circle back all though, I guess, after 1 year and see where they are now.
Yeah, interesting guests. Seriously, these are all interesting topics that people.
These
Yeah,
are experts.
anything to add? Anything to add?
Well, I think social. That's kind of like what our
Something
take,
to look out for. Something to look out for.
Definitely.
Yep.
Like Bob has something to say that the audio events available to public soon. That's good.
Oh, all right.
At least by the time it comes, we will be able to just test it and see how it goes, right?
Mm.
And then now, by the time, I think it will be good time for Bob to come over and really share about this new trend.
Yes. Looking
Awesome
forward to inviting Bob back.
Yeah, Awesome. So what else you guys want to add on about the so-called the trend? But before that,
Richard.
has this like, how about online to offline?
How to do offline? I'm trapped in Singapore. How to do offline?
But wait, Richard, I need you to specify the question. Are you talking about, are you talking about the
Tracking.
show? Definitely not talking about the show, right? You're talking about marketing.
Oh,
Attribution is a pain okay.
Okay, attribution is the pain on O2O. I mean, yeah, I think that's
online
something
to
that.
offline to online.
So, what do you think? Is there anything that you guys have, like, any opinion on this topic that Richard is raising?
I see in terms of events or lifestyle that we're going on, we're going to see that combination of virtual and basically in person, a combination of both. So there are certain people who prefer to be to stay out of crowds. There are certain people who prefer to be so there'll be a mixture of both. So if you look at in terms of businesses as well, certain people may just want to tap out their food and refuse to eat. Some people say, hey, after 2 years, I really need to have that face-to-face and do this. So if you do attribution, eventually it's basically whether you can actually tag based on payments or when you scan entry and exit.
But I would say moving forward, right? I mean, this is really another way to look at it. Sometimes when we get too, carried away by analytics, we get analysis paralysis. Who we learn this from? Which guest we learn this term from? I think Manfred's friend. Okay, analysis paralysis, where we try too hard.
Nisa.
Yeah,
Was it Nisa, right?
Yeah,
Nisa.
Nisa. We try too hard to pin down all these things. But then again, I would say in a way, rather than trying to pin down, because it's definitely a pain if you ask me. The way I look at this is like, Like for me, if you want to refer me as one of a kind of customer that we're having right now, well, I will go to store to look at things. Okay, and I will have 50% of chance I will see the product. If I like it, I'll buy things online.
I just want to add something on this analysis paralysis. Is that it is really like a stationary car. When you try to steer a steering wheel, you're not moving, but you haven't changed the action. It's very difficult. So the only logical thing is just move forward. Then you change the direction accordingly. You down there try to figure out. It's very difficult.
I just want to give another example of I mean this may not be O2O, but it may be cross-platform. Like one of a brand that I recently coached. Okay, they're one of the largest coffee brand in Malaysia, as in like coffee bean supplies and all this kind of stuff. So what happened to them is when they are running ads, they were having this question: Jason, should I run ads to drive people to my own website, or should I drive people to my marketplaces, as in like to Shopee and Lazada? Now, when it comes to this, right, because eventually it will come to a point where we need to find out whether our ads do drive that kind of outcome.
Right.
Because they say if I drive to Shopee and Lazada, then I will be, of course, we will look at all these, ROAS on the CPAS. But on website, we will look at the ROAS on the catalog as well. But then again, I had one hypothesis which I wanted to test with them. So I said, why don't we drive to website and see how the spillover effect happens?
What spillover?
Let me tell you this. It's very interesting. What happened was this. We drive people to website. And of course, during this period of time, the website sales increase. Of course, it's very natural because they go over.
Traffic goes there.
Traffic goes there. But at the same time, the marketplace sales also kind of increase.
Why?
You see, here's how people buy now. I see your ad. I go to your website.
Yes.
If I like you, then I have another question. This popped in my head. I'm not sure about you. Do they sell on Shopee? I could coin them.
Okay.
The human mentality part have to consider.
I mean, exactly. You can't take away from this anymore because human
cashbacks,
consumers are way smarter than we can imagine right now.
Yep.
Right.
And they know their stuff. They know where to get the better deal because they know that if you are a brand, you're supposed to be everywhere.
Makes sense.
Of course, you have to do the other testing. I think you drive everything to Shopee.
If you drive everything to Shopee, it doesn't happen back to website. It doesn't happen back to website because it's very rare that people will see that whether this guy have website or not because they stick with that. But if you drive people to website first, you might have spillover effect to Shopee.
You may have a point, Jason. You may have a point. Makes sense.
It was proven. The hypothesis was proven.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Solid.
Cool.
It happened.
I have friends who buy from different platforms just because of the coins and all these things. Or some even spend time, despite saying that they're very busy, to actually play those games on this platform to get the coins.
Okay. So like, somebody did that as well. Who? Like Manfred was saying that he was playing games also, right?
and my wife used to tell me, the way I shop is if I find something, I need it and I just buy. I don't even bother to look at whether there's a price difference.
Yeah, you are a typical man.
And my wife said, why don't you check with this or why don't you get the other platform because you have coins? And I said, what the hell, man? Get it, So
you got much better things to do.
So I'm a stupid buyer, as far as you're concerned.
No, not stupid.
They are smarter. They are smarter people.
Quick buyer. Your nature is quick. You are a typical kind that you go in.
I know.
In physical form, also the same thing.
But if you ask me, when it comes to online, right? Yeah. We go in, go out fast. What? It's all here. Come on, man. If I see your ad, I don't even need 1 minute. I just switch over to go to Shopee and check. Oh God, or buy.
Right. So I think Jason, driving them to the website, and then as long as you are present in all these platforms, that means you have no choice but to be present on your own store and also in the marketplaces.
I would say as a retail business, as in like if you're in business at this era,
you may have to do that.
Quite necessary.
Yeah.
That's why it's a challenge, or it's also, on the other hand, if you look at this, it's also an opportunity.
Jason, just one quick question. For CPAS and the catalog, in terms of the tracking itself, the reporting, both are the same.
In fact, it's the same. It's just that when you are using CPAS, then you'll be referring to the shared item content, shared item analysis. But if you're using your own catalog, then of course you have your own native, events kind of tracking and all that.
Right.
It's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. But that's something that I really think is quite interesting to share. That's why.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, then I would say, okay, wait. Let's say Jimmy's here. What's up, Jimmy? Okay. Jimmy has been around for a while, but he recently came back. Okay. Now I wanted to go back to
Welcome
this
back.
one here. Yeah. Like Chiwai said, not Chiwai. Richard said he had a client. Online store and offline store told them ads impact both sides. The sales improve together and online, but the performance only measures spend to online sales, does never hit KPI. I mean, that's why sometimes, I don't know about this. I don't know what you guys think about this thing. Okay. I'm not saying that hitting KPI or not, but sometimes we have to be reasonable about things that we do, because as long as, just like the case that I was using just now, okay, where we want to drive traffic to website, the KPI was tracked there. But I will also say that I want to see whether your other side increase or not in terms of sales.
Yeah.
Richard, maybe you can try when you do the advertisement. If you buy offline store, use the promo code 123. Then if the person come to the shop and mention the promo code 123, then you can justify that. Unless the salesperson down there refuse to write down the promo code.
But I think there are now services that allows very deep tracking. I can't remember the name. There are some services that's coming up that allow you to do cross attribution, cross platform, and all those things. But those subscriptions not cheap. They're talking about like what, $300-400 per month kind of measurement subscription. So maybe if you are into this where you want to track like every single cent exactly where your advertisement cost. Advertisement goes to and which one actually track, then you may want to consider this high-end kind of third-party tracking, which somehow I don't know how they do it, but these are very expensive.
But I would agree to Manfred's method in a way. I guess we marketers are supposed to be creative, and we need to come up with solution if we really need to do that kind of tracking.
Yeah.
I guess, it's possible, but I'm not sure whether, it's really something that, but in my opinion, as long as it really brings positive impact to the whole business, I guess it justifies in a way our job did contributed to the overall thing. I mean, that's just my take.
Yeah. My analytics sucks. So as far as I'm concerned, if I run ads for clients, I will see whether there's result in profits or not. If they make money, that's good enough.
Yeah. And Richard is actually moving on and say that my point is valid. Shopee Lazada button in the website allow customers to buy, just make it easy. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see what else you had. Okay, Richard say cannot do promo. Promo means throw price. I mean, what promo? I mean, not necessary, right? You can actually do something like if you use this code, you get some extra freebies.
Yeah, freebies.
So
just like the Merdeka one, you go to McDonald's or KFC, you shop Merdeka, then they give you another extra 100 plus, was it? Yeah.
I know that.
It was offline, man.
Yeah, that's in a way O2O. You go shop Merdeka, like I don't know. I actually some of my friends did. They really did go and shop Merdeka. Okay lah, just for the fun of it. I think it's
no Jason, man. I thought Jason went to shop.
Next time I do video and show you guys. And Richard said, Shopify Post plus Zapier can do offline tracking, not expensive. I mean, there you go. You have your solution there. Come on, man. So that's why definitely something is possible. I would say everything is possible. It's just that depends on how you want to play with this. Yeah, but interesting. O2O up to now definitely is happening. But then again, when it comes to attribution, I guess we are still not able to have a very all-rounder solution, in terms of trying to attribute. And plus now we have this iOS 14 or even 15 right now,
15.
which is making it a lot more difficult for the attribution. Like, to be frank, now Facebook attribution is gone to a certain extent, and the attribution window has changed and all this kind of stuff. All these are affecting the so-called the tracking. That's why as a digital marketer, I guess we have to evolve in terms of how we measure our outcome.
Yeah.
How we measure our KPI. Yeah. Okay. Like
right.
Also coming.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. So, I guess anything else you guys want to add on? Any specific trend that you see that will happen this year is going to be like impactful?
Well, I see the creative expression through social media seems to be on the rise.
That's interesting.
Creative
Yeah, lah.
expression.
Creative expression as in, they want to do whatever they want to do in TikTok and Facebook and Douyin. Yeah.
So you think
Because
Reels is going to happen? Sorry.
Because I read somewhere that TikTok logins are out of China increased 54% in 2020. Crazy. And TikTok surpassed IG in terms of user growth. About 45% for the past 2 years versus IG 6% in 2020.
Recently, I got back in.
1 billion users, Crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Why is that so? Can we get any idea why is that so?
Short form videos, because you see TikTok completely dominate short form videos, short form video contents.
Momentum.
Because I dig them a little bit in Google Trends. It's like crazy. Yeah, just.
Then word of mouth, people got addicted to a thing, then it spreads. Then maybe the younger audience already, they conquer already, then they're just now looking into the more difficult to penetrate, the more mature audience like us.
Sorry, Chee.
So, but at the same time, do you think the media habits of users change, meaning causing all these brands are fighting for attention even more?
True.
The brands will go where the audience is going or their audience are going.
Yeah, I guess it will go towards their audience. Like if you are a brand that wants to target the younger audience, then definitely TikTok will be an angle to look at. But of course, from the other, Manfred, you keep that, From the other angle of looking at this is like because I always believe in advertising to me, because it's very difficult to achieve viral in terms of creating your content and all that. So the easier way to reach your audience in the most effective way is the ad. So that's why I would look at the maturity of the ad environment. So when it comes to TikTok, I haven't tried. So I don't know. Yeah, Manfred.
Sorry, I was waiting for you to.
No,
you see, when we do advertisements, I always like the kind of American commercials. They say something, then then they sell something. It is happening in TikTok also. TikTok, you watch normal organic feed. People tell a story, blah, blah, then it ends. But some people also tell story. Then it ends. Then they got this product. Please try to use this. But I was shocked. I was entertained. Because honestly, that product, say example, Coca-Cola. How much can you talk about Coca-Cola? It's just a drink. So there's a limitation. So they come with a story, keep you entertained. Then they have a twist. Then the
stop selling.
Yeah. So it's moving the TV commercial into TikTok.
Right.
The format is there, then it's much better than Facebook and IG. Agree or not?
In a way,
producing it, well, I mean, it's the same people that are producing it, isn't it?
Yeah, but in
yes,
the portrait
same,
format,
but the audience expectation is different over there. The audience expectation
in TikTok, the organic one is you still see stories or other forms of formats and types. Then suddenly you thought you are receiving another organic thing, and suddenly there's a twist and product placement. Then
I see.
That's why, in a way, if you want to advertise on TikTok, do you guys agree that it will require a lot more creativity from the marketer themselves? Because you want to take care of the user habit. Because people are there to be entertained. So if your content is not entertaining, then I won't give you a chance to sell me anything at all.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Right. Like Richard was saying, the TikTok content marketing, quite a bomb. So the way they insert ads and CD in the content, quite interesting. Feels like entertainment. That's why, in a way, if you want to market on TikTok, I was just thinking, gathering from whatever like Manfred and Chee and even Richard has shared, right? I guess it requires not just marketing, it's really about creativity already. It's about content creation. It's about content creation, storytelling and all that. So it's a different ballgame.
So that's why the way even the ads creation has been fragmented, because you have to create a different set of ads to appeal to the TikTok audience. Then you have YouTube long form because people are searching for it because it's search intent. Then if you want to do Facebook or IG, if there's Reels, then you may want to look at, if it takes off, then what are the patterns that people are looking in the content, and you serve that according to that. So now you have all of a sudden you have 4 or 5 different set of ads.
It's not easy. The marketer's job become a lot more difficult. But yet again, we have to look back at another thing, which is like, the user behavior shift is faster than ever.
Yeah, it's so scary, man.
So that's really something that a marketer have to take into consideration. But then again, really, if we circle back to how we started today, it's about platform fragmentation. It's about audience separation, where some people will stick to Xiaohongshu, some people will stick to TikTok, some people will stick back to IG. Now different people will have a different way of consuming content right now because it's how they find more comfortable, and even that it might change from time to time. So eventually, back to the nature of digital marketing, is ever changing. The only constant is the damn change.
Yes.
I
So
think
that's the
we
trend
need
for
to stand out,
2022.
Quite a way to round this up, right?
We can go wrong, man.
So we have
Things are
only one
changing.
summary for the trend in 2022. Freaking change. What a lazy way to end this.
Yeah, man.
So
But Henry has a
guys.
good point, though. Henry has a good point in terms of soft shelf versus hard shelf. Yes. When everybody starts getting commercial, eventually you still need to appeal as opposed to, be in your face and say, buy this, buy this. I think that the buy this culture is...
Buy this.
long gone.
Why? Why should I buy this?
Correct.
Guys, I hijack a bit. It reminds me of some Thai commercial also. You need to stand out. Thai commercial really stand out. The one of the favorite I like is to sell something like Bygone, the insecticide spray. That's a very simple story. They go to the kitchen, then all the insects down there, all the flies, or it's a human wearing all the flies. I think you saw before, right? Then they take the spray, they spray the wrong one, it's a fragrant one, and the mosquito, all these never die, the fly never die. Then they laugh, they're going to attack the alien, they use the actual correct one. Then all the flies all die on the kitchen floor, all very scary. So
Right.
the thing is, it stands out. People remember. Very simple story. Just that the fly, the mosquito, all played by a real human being with elaborate costume. Really damn gross. It caught my attention. So I think the fundamental cannot be wiped off, regardless of what you change in the platform. That's how I see it. So I really enjoy watching Thai commercial. Very creative and funny, and really stick to my mind. Then, but the bad thing is I cannot remember the brand.
There you go. So you entertain in the end, people. So you gotta entertain in order to sell.
No, you need to stand out. You need to. I think marketing very important. Is you need to differentiate yourself from your competitor. If your competitor do the same kind of commercial, then you cannot do the same because people cannot differentiate.
That's why
tell the story
constant is change. So you have to always look for the new way of doing things.
That being said, we reached the 1 hour mark.
Okay, so Manfred,
my job.
let's do that website.
Okay, we have a very simple website of the week today.
Let me bring it up.
We are showing this one.
Okay. Well, while Manfred is doing this, basically that's where we are at right now. We are coming to the end of the show, and as usual, we would have one website of the week, where usually Manfred is going to share with us some tools.
There you go.
There you go.
Can you see my screen? This is AdWordsRapper.com. So this is a lazy man. Because say example, you put AdWords and Google advertising, so they will generate all the broad Okay, now don't have BMM already. So broad and face and exact match. You see, all they'll do out the thing for you. So how you use? You key in the thing. More line you can change. You want to remove bits, all this thing. Then you generate out.
And you copy and paste into.
You can copy and paste. So this is I think it's very straightforward. So that's all.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Manfred. So that brings us to the to the end of this episode.
Episode 75.
Yeah, episode 75. It's quite fun. So I hope you guys are entertained in a way. And lucky enough, we have nothing to sell you. It's just 4 dudes over here. Just come here and chit chat for another Wednesday night, as we have nothing to do even 75 weeks later, right? So anyway, thank you, Chee, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
It's really fun. Thanks for sharing all your insights. Yeah, and all the best, in growing your team in 2022. And seriously, just go do whatever and share with us whatever interesting learning that you have, gathered along the way.
Take more certifications.
Yeah, man. Take more certification. So that's something that your goal this year. I'll actually hold your word to that. Seriously, I'll come back and
take more certification. That's interesting.
Yeah, you say want to take exam, so take exam. So okay, thanks guys. Okay, thank you for joining us. For whoever
Thank
is
you.
still watching, and even if you're watching the replay, thank you for joining the Three Marketer Show. This is what we do on every Wednesday night. This is episode 75, and we do every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So if you like this, you can go back to my YouTube channel or my Facebook to look for the previous episodes. We have a lot of gems there. In fact, we covered a lot of digital marketing related topics, and eventually, basically, when we want to come back, that's what we do on next Wednesday as well. And moving forward, just join us in the coming week as well. Okay, now we have Jimmy here say, don't forget to follow your TikTok. Ken, we'll definitely do that. Okay, Jimmy was saying that, don't follow the
TikTok super
don't forget
glue.
to follow his TikTok super glue family.
Oh, that's
great.
interesting.
Thanks, Jimmy. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks, Chee.
Thank you, everyone.
And
Good night, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.